The last train never had a final stop. A young woman was heading home after finishing a late-night shift. If she missed the last train, she would be stranded at the station until morning. She barely made it onto the train before the doors closed. The moment she stepped inside, something felt wrong. The train was almost empty. Only a handful of passengers were scattered throughout the cars. Nobody was talking. Nobody was looking at their phones. Everyone sat silently with their heads lowered. She found a seat and tried to ignore the uneasy feeling in her stomach. A few minutes later, the announcement system crackled to life. Next station, forgotten. Her heart skipped a beat. She assumed it was a malfunction. Then the train stopped. She looked outside and froze. The platform had no name, no advertisements, no lights, no people, just darkness. The doors opened. Nobody got on, nobody got off. As the train started moving again, an elderly man sitting beside her quietly whispered, "Don't look out the window." A chill ran down her spine because she had been about to do exactly that. The train continued through station after station. Each one looked exactly the same, empty, dark, silent. And every time the doors opened, the passengers lowered their heads even further. Eventually, curiosity got the better of her. She looked out the window. Her blood turned to ice. The train wasn't running on tracks. Outside, hundreds of faceless people were running alongside the train at the exact same speed. Their skin was smooth where their faces should have been. No eyes, no mouths, no noses. Yet somehow she could feel them staring directly at her. She immediately pulled away from the window. Then another announcement echoed through the train. Final stop approaching. The entire car fell silent. Slowly, every passenger raised their heads and looked directly at her. For the first time, she saw fear in all of their eyes. The old man leaned closer and whispered, "Show me your ticket." With trembling hands, she pulled it from her pocket. The moment she looked at the date, her breath caught in her throat. The ticket wasn't for tonight. It was dated 3 days earlier. Exactly 3 days earlier. The same date as a deadly train disaster she had seen on the news. More than 100 people had died. Her hands began shaking as she looked at the train number printed on the ticket. It matched the number of the train she was sitting on. That's when she realized the horrifying truth. This train had crashed 3 days ago. Every passenger around her had already died. Then the train slowly rolled into the final station. The doors opened. Outside was nothing but thick white fog. No buildings, no lights, no sound. Then the announcement came one last time. Passengers whose time has ended may now exit. One by one, the passengers stood up, but instead of leaving, they all stared at her. The old man looked terrified. "You were never supposed to be here," he whispered. "Run." Without thinking, she forced open the emergency door and jumped from the moving train. Everything went black. When she opened her eyes, she was lying on the same station platform where her journey had started. People were walking around normally. Trains were arriving and leaving. It was as if nothing had happened. Shaking, she looked down at her hand. Written across her palm in black ink were the words, "Next time, we won't stop for you." She tried to convince herself it had all been a nightmare. 3 days later, a breaking news alert appeared on her phone. A late-night train had derailed, killing more than 100 passengers. Her blood ran cold when she saw the train number. It was the exact same train, the exact same route, the exact same train she had escaped. Slowly, she looked back at her hand. The message was still there, but now another line had appeared beneath it. "We told you, next time we wouldn't stop." For more real-life horror stories, comment and subscribe.